Welcome gamers to my new weekly gaming vlog. Regulars of the channel will know that so far this year I've been very committed to my Ultimate PlayStation Trophy Hunters Challenge, and I decided to give this new vlogging style format a go as a way to keep people up to date on my progress, as well as being able to mix in some other gaming related content. So let's see what I've been up to so far this week. Well, it's Saturday morning, 15th of March. I've got about an hour and a half of time to kill while my daughter is at her dancing lessons. So may as well use that time to earn a few more trophies for the challenge. So it's time for The Wolf Among Us. The Wolf Among Us is a murder mystery point-and-click adventure game. It is set in the 1980s New York, where a community of fairy tale and mythical characters live in a place called Fabletown. You play as the sheriff Bigby Wolf, who is investigating a series of murders of Fabletown residents. Often regarded as the best Telltale game, this Vita version is the third time I've earned the Platinum Trophy, having previously done so on both the PS3 and PS4 versions. The Vita version at times did suffer from some frame rate issues, so if you're interested in playing, then I highly recommend the smoother running PS4 version. As the game requires you to make decisions at times, once you've completed the story, you can go back via chapter select to make the alternate decisions and unlock their corresponding Book of Fable entries.
Mr. Toad?
That should be the last Book of Fable entry.
This is just sad.
And so that's the Platinum. Well, it's the 17th of March. So a very happy St Patrick's Day to everybody. I've got a pint of Guinness Clear and I'm about to go and pop my St Patrick's Day Platinum. Sláinte. So in preparation for St Patrick's Day, I prepped the game Mining Mechs, and I've only got one trophy left, which should only take a few seconds to pop. So let's get going. So opening up the game. Let's hit continue. And we drill down. That should be the final trophy. Professional Emerald Collector. And there's the Platinum Digmaster. Challenge completed. Mining Mechs is a simple game where you're employed to try and discover some strange noises that are emanating from underground, and so you use various mech suits to dig down and discover what lies beneath. The gameplay loop is very simple in that as you dig, you mine a variety of different resources and gemstones which can be sold for cash that is then used to upgrade your mech suit or buy a more advanced one. The gameplay area is 50 squares wide by 1000 squares deep, with one trophy earned for reaching the very bottom and discovering the game's story related secret. The game is very simple yet satisfying and is a pretty quick, easy platinum, coming in at 2 out of 10 difficulty and about 12 hours to complete. It has one DLC that adds a new playing area, resources and gems to collect, which you can sell, and the trophies are all linked to purchasing the 4 new mech suits, and it takes about 4 hours to complete. So that's the DLC nearly finished. I think I've just got to do one more thing to get the final trophy, and that is to purchase the last mech. And that's it, 100%. Just double check. Yep, Mining Mechs, 100% DLC complete.
Fine, your funeral. Head to the starting spot.
So also this week I decided to clean up the DLC for High on Life. So the DLC is called High on Knife and is a story regarding the knife that you carry around. It's quite good fun. It's only about 4 hours long. It's regarded as a 3 out of 10 difficulty, so not particularly difficult. Although the race you can see me doing at the moment, which is one of the 3 slug races, is probably the most difficult of the whole game. It took me a fair few attempts, and in the end I had to adjust the sort of display settings, which is why it looks very sort of whitewashed at the moment. And the reason for that is as we're approaching the cave now, under the standard settings, the cave was way too dark and I kept messing up within the cave. So by changing the visual settings to make it much brighter in here, it just meant that the rest of the race was a lot more whitewashed than what it needed to be. After completing the race, I can then put it back to normal again. It's quite a good fun DLC, more of the same comedic value that the original game has. So if you liked the original game, then you'll love the DLC in terms of the story and in terms of the sort of comedy value it gives you. As the main game was given out for free on PS Plus, it's definitely worth picking up the DLC. It's fairly cheap cost and it does add some good value to the game. And for the completionists like me that like to see games at 100%, it's definitely worth the small investment. And with my trophy challenge needing me to increase my overall completion percentage in total by 10% over the year, the last thing I wanted to do was to add new games and then not get them up to 100%. There's only about 30 or 40 seconds left in the race now, so I'll let you watch the rest of it in peace. Also this week I had a couple of co-op sessions on Aliens Fireteam Elite. This is a game that our co-op group are really enjoying. We're not rushing through it, we're trying to enjoy the experience. We're slowly working through the various difficulties, ranking up the different characters and classes, and just having a lot of fun with it. We're not in any rush to complete it, although I am looking to make sure that we earn the platinum sometime in the coming months, so that we can move on to a different co-op game as a group.
Hey, you kids want to see a movie? Oh, that's right, you can, because it's rated R and it's too mature for you.
The final game I played this week is South Park The Stick of Truth on the PS3. I already have the platinum for this on the PS4, and I love the game so much that I decided I wanted to play through it again, and I'm going to use the platinum for this as the comedy part of the challenge to pop the platinum on April Fool's Day.
If you try again, I will pepper spray you back to the Stone Age.
So a quick recap on the games I've been playing this week and the trophies I've been earning. I started the week playing The Wolf Among Us on the Vita. I then popped the platinum for mining mechs on St. Patrick's Day for that part of my challenge. I then decided to carry on and play the Magnetic Mystery DLC for mining mechs to get the game up to 100%. I played some Aliens Fireteam Elite with my co-op group. I decided to do another DLC cleanup and then completed High on Life DLC to get that to 100%. I then went back to The Wolf Among Us to get the platinum on that for the Vita. I played some more Aliens Fireteam Elite, and I finished the week off playing South Park The Stick of Truth. So all the trophies earned this week is progress towards completing my Ultimate PlayStation Trophy Hunters Challenge. Currently on screen you can see all of the current progress for the challenge, and if you want a deeper dive then please feel free to look at the link in the description for the tracking spreadsheet, or if you want to know more about the challenge itself and all the rules, please follow the link in the description for the challenge video. So that's all the games I've been playing this week. I'd like to answer a couple of questions now from my Discord community. Red Blazer Canate has asked me, what's your favourite video game outside of PlayStation? And also, what's the most memorable co-op gaming experience for you? So Red, to answer your first question, which is pretty easy for me, most favourite game outside of PlayStation has got to be Elite on the Commodore 64. The game came with instruction manuals, it came with ship identification charts, it also came with a novella, and to show you that it's my most favourite game, I even have a mouse mat for it. Now, the reason this is my favourite game is it was such a significant game in my childhood. Growing up in the 80s, there were a very limited amount of types of games. Mainly you had versus games like sports games or anything where you played against each other, or you had solo games where you pretty much just went for a high score. When Elite came out, it was so different from anything else that had come out at that time. The game holds a very significant part of gaming history and is the grandfather of all open world and role-playing games, and it eventually went on to inspire other groundbreaking games such as Grand Theft Auto. It's probably very hard for people that only know modern day era of gaming to understand how significant this game was. Back in the 80s, when you're used to only ever trying to get the highest score or beat a friend in a versus game, to then play a game that had no set path and no actual end to it, where you could just go out into an open galaxy to wherever you wanted, do whatever you wanted, be an honest trader by either trying to make a profit from buying and selling commodities between different star systems, or decide to make a living from bounty hunting, or perhaps just go out and mine for minerals from asteroids so that you could sell them. Or decide to take a more notorious path and trade narcotics on the black market and run the risk of the local police coming after you. Or instead you could take the role of a pirate and blow up ships only to steal their cargo so that you could take it to an anarchy planet system with no government and sell your stolen goods. The fact that you could do whatever you liked just made for such a stark difference to any other game of its time, and as a teenager who had experienced video games from their very beginnings, it was simply mind-blowing. One of the most amazing facts, however, is that they managed to achieve all of this in a game that took up less than 40 kilobytes of data, which is less than your average email these days. I would also like to give a couple of honourable mentions, with the first going to Bruce Lee, which is one of my favourite of the original platforming games that I played on the Commodore 64. I also have a real nostalgic fondness for the Taito arcade classic Bubble Bobble, which I owned on both the Commodore 64 and Amiga, and which is an amazingly addictive game. However, Bubble Bobble is actually currently available to play on the PS4 and PS5, where you can also earn trophies, as it's available on the PSN store as part of the Arcade Archive series, and at only about £5, it's a great value and definitely worth picking up for some absolutely classic 80s arcade action. So Red, as for your second question, what is your most memorable co-op gaming experience? That is a very difficult question to answer, as there's no one single moment. There are hundreds, if not thousands of them. Growing up in the 80s before the internet, nearly all of our gaming was couch co-op. I have 3 siblings and many gaming friends, and we would constantly be playing together, where we'd have to pass the joystick to take turns, or we would be playing against each other. So many memorable times and such a nostalgic period. However, in modern day terms, there's probably 3 or 4 games that stand out as the most fun and most memorable for co-op experience. The first is Burnout Paradise, where I had so much fun doing all the free burn missions. It's such a fun game to play with friends, and I've invested more hours in this than any other racing game. I've also gone on and platinumed 3 times by getting the PS3 version and 2 different stacks of the PS4 version. And if it was ever remastered for the PS5, then I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. The second game is Destiny. From when the game came out in 2014, I invested nearly 3,000 hours over a 1.5 year period, and nearly all of that was co-op. Such memorable experience and such a fun game to play in co-op. I especially enjoyed doing all the raids. The third game is Call of Duty Zombies, going all the way back to World at War, where I first started playing zombies on a regular basis, and then more recently going through all of the different Call of Duty zombies as we work to try and get 100% in all of the Call of Duty games. However, a fourth game which I'm really enjoying at the moment is Aliens Fireteam Elite. I'd just like to take this opportunity to let you know what my plans are for the channel. As well as this weekly vlog where I'll update on games I'm playing, trophies I've been earning, my progress for the Ultimate PlayStation Trophy Hunters Challenge, answering my Discord community questions, I'd also like to look into start streaming, so if that's something you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments. And also I want to try and work towards uploading a second video a week where I will do things like platinum journeys, game retrospectives and game reviews, and many other content ideas that I have that I'd like to be able to dedicate my time to working on. My channel analytics show that nearly 68% of the people that watch my content have not actually subscribed. Subscribing to the channel, as well as hitting the like button and leaving comments, really is greatly appreciated. I especially love reading the comments, and I respond to every single one of them, and it's a fantastic way to support the channel and help me to be able to work towards producing more and more content for you to watch. If you'd like to take your support even further, then why not join the legends you can see on screen now and become a Patreon member and join my Discord community. Many thanks to everyone that is supporting me this way so far, and if you'd like to join, please follow the link in the description. So until next time, please take care and look after yourselves.